Band, band, coming round the bend is BoogeyMan band. Is BoogeyMan band.
Thanks, fellow Fright Fiends, and thanks so much for dropping by the Horror Zone channel. I hope everyone's doing well. Today's video is a spooky screenings, speaking about the long-awaited sequel to the 1988 film Beetlejuice. After a family tragedy, 3 generations of the Dietz family return home to Winter River. Still haunted by Beetlejuice, Lydia's life is turned upside down when her teenage daughter Astrid accidentally opens up the portal to the afterlife. Movie stars Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice, Winona Ryder as Lydia Dietz, Catherine O'Hara as Delia Dietz, Jenna Ortega as Astrid Dietz, Justin Theroux as Rory, William Dafoe as Wolf Jackson, and Monica Bellucci as Dolores. Story for the film was done by Alfred Goh, Miles Millar, and Seth Grahame-Smith. Screenplay was done by Alfred Goh and Miles Millar, and the movie was directed by Tim Burton. So back in 2012, I did a video talking about my favorite Tim Burton movies. Now, of course, the first movie I talked about was Nightmare Before Christmas. Now, I mean, I have Oogie and Jack Skellington on my arm, and I know Tim Burton didn't direct that film, but that is a Tim Burton film. Of course, Henry Selick directed Nightmare Before Christmas, but after that, my favorite Tim Burton movie has always been Beetlejuice. This movie is very special to me. I was a huge Michael Keaton fan from movies like Mr. Mom at the time, and that was a movie I saw on rotation on cable television when I was a kid. And I still remember my mom taking me to see this. Now, the movie came out officially on March 30th, 1988, when I was 13 years old. But I remember seeing a special preview of it, and I did do some research. There was a special preview of it on March 26th, and it was a Friday, and I still remember my mom picking me up from school and taking me to see it. We went to see it I remember it was like in the afternoon. And I remember her taking me to see it, and I didn't realize at the time that Beetlejuice was Michael Keaton, because he looks so different. But this was a film that I just remember having so much fun watching because I had no idea what it was about, it's been 36 years since this movie came out, and I can't believe it when I think about it that it took 36 years for a sequel to come out. And this year has just been like nostalgia year for me because we got Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, which came out in March. We got Beverly Hills Cop Axel F, which came out, which is my favorite movie of the year and just a complete gift to me being a fan. And that was a movie I had to wait 30 years for. And now we're getting a sequel to Beetlejuice after 36 years, something I never thought would happen. I consider it a gift that we got this film because I adore this character and I adore Michael Keaton. I've always been a Michael Keaton fan. He's one of my favorite actors of all time, and this character is just so much fun and so over the top and so crazy. And I just love the original concept of the film, and I was really curious how they were going to do the sequel. And when I started hearing how things were coming together and the fact they went back to East Corinth, Vermont, where the town of Winter River was in the original film, and rebuilt the Maitland's house and the covered bridge, and I mean, they made it look so much like it did back in 1988, and the fact that you had original cast members like Winona Ryder coming back, of course Michael Keaton coming back as Beetlejuice, Catherine O'Hara coming back, and Danny Elfman doing the score. I was really just so excited to see what this film was going to be like. I grew up with these characters, much like the other films that I mentioned, the Ghostbusters, the Beverly Hills Cops. Those original films are untouchable to me. As much as I want to see continuations, those films, the original 2 Ghostbusters film, Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2, and the original Beetlejuice were staples of my youth. And some of my favorite characters of all time, characters that I thought would never show up again. I was curious what this new Beetlejuice film was going to be like. Was it going to be like a kids movie, or was it going to be, unpredictable like the Tim Burton films that I grew up with? And I'm so happy to say that it is balls to the wall crazy. This is a film that if people take their kids to, they are going to be floored. It's zany and weird and gross and unpredictable. It is not a remake of that first film. It is a reintroduction to these characters 36 years later, and it was never going to top the original for me, but I didn't care. I just wanted to go in and see these characters again after so many years, and they all seamlessly just float back into these roles. Michael Keaton is absolutely brilliant as Beetlejuice. It's like he never stopped playing the character, and he hasn't played the character in almost 4 decades. And to see him step back into this role with such ease was absolutely incredible. Winona Ryder, probably my favorite thing that she's done, is the Lydia character. Is one of my favorite roles that she's played, even though she's done some brilliant work in other films. I love Lydia, and she is Lydia again, just an older version of Lydia. And Catherine O'Hara is brilliant. I love her completely and 100%. The one character I wasn't crazy about in it, to be honest, was Justin Theroux's character. And Justin Theroux's character's name is Rory, and he is kind of is Lydia's boyfriend, is all I'm going to say. William Dafoe, though, is another one in the film that I wasn't sure about that character, but man, is he hilarious. And he was a big surprise for me in this. I thought Monica Bellucci playing Beetlejuice's wife was great as well. There's some really gory parts involving her character, disturbing moments involving her character that really surprised me. And I love Jenna Ortega, and I've said that since I saw Scream 5. She is one of the reasons I loved Scream 5. She is a fantastic actress, she's natural, and she is so perfect with these classic characters from the original film. She fits in seamlessly, interacting with Catherine O'Hara and Winona Ryder, and then of course with Michael Keaton. Yeah, it's a blast. And the first film was very simple. You know, it was just about these characters, the Maitlands that die tragically, and they're stuck in their house. These people move in, and the whole movie revolves around them wanting to get these people out of their house, being the Dietzes. And this one has a lot more stories going on. There's like several story arcs that are going on. It might be a little overwhelming for some people, but I actually was able to follow it. It was a lot of fun. It just felt like a wild ride. And there's some really disturbing moments in this film that I will just put out there. I'm not going to tell you anything more than the little plot synopsis I gave, but I consider this film, much like I consider Beverly Hills Cop Axel F and Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, a gift. I doubt we're ever going to see a Beetlejuice 3. In fact, Tim Burton says that by the time he would do a Beetlejuice 3, that he would be 100 years old, because it took 36 years for this one to come out. But all I can say is that if you are a fan of the original Beetlejuice, you will have a great time with this film. Like I said, it was never going to replace the original for me, but I'm so grateful that it exists. I'm actually going to go see it again this Saturday with my mom. Sort of like just the fact that she took me to see the original back in 1988 when I was 13. I just thought it'd be fun for us to go see it. But yeah, absolutely recommend it. One of my favorite films of the year. Really brought me back to being a kid. I really feel like these characters in these movies that I grew up with are the best. Stuff that comes out now just doesn't compete with what I grew up with, where characters and storylines were so much more inventive because they didn't have a lot of the special effects. And going back to the film, they use a lot of practical effects. They, of course, use some CGI, but for the most part, it feels really like it fits in with that original film in terms of tone and style. They just did an amazing job, and I'm blown away by how amazing it came out. And real quick, I got a free poster at the theater, so I got to find a spot for it here in the room, but very happy to have this. And yeah, can't say enough great things about Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. It was such a fun way to sort of end the summer movie season, which has been a lot of fun, with a couple of exceptions of movies that I didn't like, but for the most part I had a blast with everything I watched this summer, and this was kind of a perfect cap to a great summer of movies, and one of my favorites of the year. Cannot recommend it enough, and can't wait to see it again. So if anybody else has seen Beetlejuice Beetlejuice, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought about the film. And as always, thanks so much for stopping by the Horror Zone channel. I hope everyone's doing well. Talk to you again real soon. Take it easy. Stay scared as always. Peace. Hey, my fellow Fright Fiends, I just want to thank everyone for supporting BoogeyMan Ben's Horror Zone. If you haven't yet subscribed and you'd like to, please hit the subscribe button down below. Click the bell notification so you're updated every time I drop a new video. I try to drop a video at least once or twice a week. The Horror Zone is a passion of mine, and it really makes me happy that I can share that passion with all of you guys. Thanks so much again for the support, and I'll talk to you again real soon. Take it easy. Stay scared as always. Peace.